Ladies and gentlemen, the media circus surrounding Aaron Rodgers has begun. His offseason, which is probably going to see him leaving the Green Bay Packers, is officially beginning to start. And this first rumor is definitely something that's out of left field. I mean, I don't think any of us could expect this, and we're going to dive into the validity of this rumor, whether it makes sense or not, and whether we could trust it. Before we get to the content, don't skip ahead. This is important. I am in the process of convincing my podcast to integrate some NFL into the Laced Up podcast. In order to convince them to do this, I need a bunch of my subscribers from Mikerophone to go over to the Laced Up podcast and comment on the latest podcast episode, more NFL content. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, because I really want to bring my NFL content to the Laced Up podcast and talk to my buddies Mike Korzemba and Get Like Coop about it. It's available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. We covered the Brian Flores bid in the beginning of this last episode, which I'm sure you guys would love. And now that we get all that out of the way, break! Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Man, this year Aaron Rodgers seems to be a little bit more upfront about his intentions in regards to what his plans are and in regards to whether he is going to return to Green Bay or not, which, by the way, I don't think he is. And the rumor mill surrounding Aaron Rodgers is absolutely twisting and turning. I mean, if you look at the Denver Broncos, they have a ton of cap space. They're in a very competitive division. Aaron Rodgers, for some reason, loves the idea of going up against Patrick Mahomes twice a year. And me as a football fan would love to see Aaron Rodgers versus Patrick Mahomes twice a year. I think that's every football fan's wet dream. Admit it. He has Nathaniel Hackett down there. They have a ton of cap space. He could bring along Devontae Adams and Marquez Valdes-Scantling. They have a really good defense, and they already have some great pieces in place that I feel like Aaron Rodgers could elevate. I mean, Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, even Noah Fant, I think can get a huge boost from Aaron Rodgers' presence. And currently, according to Las Vegas odds makers, they are probably the favorite to be able to swing a trade for Aaron Rodgers. They have additional picks from the Von Miller trade as well. And at the time that I'm recording this video, they're my personal favorite. Another team that recently entered the fold is none other than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a team that I'm gonna admit probably doesn't sound as attractive as Denver. You don't have your favorite offensive coordinator from Green Bay going there. You're going to be filling in the shoes of Tom Brady. Some of the players may leave in the offseason, like Chris Godwin could potentially switch teams. Rob Gronkowski could elect to retire. You really don't know what's going to go down in Tampa Bay, and I guess at the very best, you win one Super Bowl and they say, oh, nice, he was able to win a Super Bowl like Tom Brady. Or you don't win a Super Bowl and it actually tarnishes your legacy a bit more. Sounds like a lot of pressure, and I feel like he would enjoy Denver significantly more than potentially going to Tampa Bay. There's a brand new team that just entered the fold, a team that had their championship hopes dashed by a man by the name of Eli Apple. If you guys forgot, the final play of the Tennessee Titans season this year included Ryan Tannehill dropping back, making the wrong read, forcing the ball in double coverage when he had a tight end wide open, which saw the ball getting deflected up into the air by Eli Apple of all people, and then inevitably intercepted. I think all of us were shocked at the result of this game. Of course, we love the fact that the Cincinnati Bengals are in the Super Bowl, but there is no doubt in our minds that if you are a fan of the Tennessee Titans, you're blaming Ryan Tannehill for this loss. Ryan Tannehill is who he is. He's a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. He's not a transcendent quarterback, but he's a good quarterback. 67% completion percentage, 21 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. He's not going to win you games, but here and there he may lose you games. And I feel like the Tennessee Titans are starting to realize that because they got him Julio Jones, although he was injured this past year. He has AJ Brown, which he has a great rapport with. He has Derrick Henry to take the load off of him as well. And well, if you're the Titans, you might be entering this offseason thinking, how could we improve our team? Well, there's a specific transcendent future Hall of Fame quarterback that is looking to switch teams this offseason, and his name is Aaron Rodgers. The reason I'm connecting these dots is this video was dropped by a man by the name of Jared Stillman.
According to multiple sources, Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers is building a home in Franklin. The second thing, a source tells me Rodgers would be, quote, open to joining the Titans. That's all I was told. Open to joining the Titans. And they talked to another source in which at least some of Rodgers' current Green Bay Packer teammates think there is no way Rodgers is going back to Green Bay.
Okay, let's break this down, because part of the reason I do this job is because I see some really stupid on Twitter and on Instagram that I just like debunking, and unfortunately I don't have enough followers on Twitter and Instagram to just debunk it there. So you could definitely help me with that by following me on those platforms, but in this instance I wanted to provide you multiple reasons, and I'm sorry Tennessee Titans fans, because I know it sounds exciting, but I want to provide you guys multiple reasons why this isn't going to happen so we can put this rumor to bed. First things first, Aaron Rodgers is a multi-millionaire, okay? It is not even funny how much land this guy probably owns. So let me give you another example. Originally, Aaron Rodgers had some property in San Diego. He never played for the San Diego Chargers. He also bought property in Franklin, which is where a lot of celebrities live. This is, of course, according to my man, Benjamin Albright, which is a very trusted source, not so much Jared Stillman. Now let's say, screw it, Aaron Rodgers has been harboring this secret love of wanting to play for the Tennessee Titans. I mean, they have Derrick Henry, they have Julio Jones, they have AJ Brown, they have Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel's a very likable guy, but also he wants to bring Davante Adams with him anywhere he goes. So wouldn't it sound fun? Derrick Henry, Julio Jones, AJ Brown, Davante Adams in one wide receiver room? That would be fantastic if we were playing baseball and we didn't have a salary cap. But unfortunately for us, there's something called the salary cap that exists to ensure that this type of BS doesn't happen. First things first, this BetMGM tweet that I saw on my feed is an absolute load of garbage. And I'm sorry for the Tennessee Titans fans that were getting horny over the idea of Aaron Rodgers in a Tennessee Titans jersey. I'm even more apologetic for the fact that I put that image in your head, because yeah, it's kind of my fault. I did Photoshop him into that situation for the thumbnail of this video. But take a look at the salary cap space for the Tennessee Titans at the time that I'm making this video. I mean, it's not looking good, man. They have the 7th worst salary cap situation. A lot of people think,
oh wow, Julio Jones is kind of falling off of a cliff.
Yeah, he's falling off of a cliff, but the man is still owed a ton of money, dude. I mean, just take a look at the cap numbers for the Tennessee Titans. You got Derrick Henry, Kevin Byard, Taylor Lewan, Roger Saffold, of course, Ryan Tannehill, the great investment of Bud Dupree, Janoris Jenkins, Julio Jones, Danico Autry, and Jeffrey Simons. I mean, this is before the fact that they have to possibly sign AJ Brown. So do I think that it's reasonable for the Tennessee Titans to get Aaron Rodgers? Well, they technically could. They could shed some salary, they could trade some of these players, they could lower their cap number, and they could find a way to fit Aaron Rodgers on the roster. But at that point, why would Aaron Rodgers decide to do that? Why would Aaron Rodgers want to go to a team that has already been built with the Tennessee Titans, which with all due respect, they're a great team, don't get me wrong, when he could go to Denver and have his old buddy that he absolutely respects in Nathaniel Hackett coach him. And they have a fantastic wide receiver core already in place, by the way. Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Tim Patrick. I'm a believer in Noah Fant. You can say I'm an idiot, but I believe in him. They have a decent offensive line. And on top of all of that, they have $38 million in cap space. So Aaron Rodgers could potentially bring his buddy Davante Adams with him to team up with Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton and Tim Patrick. Hey, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, he could come along. Hey, maybe there's some people in the NFL that Aaron Rodgers respects. He could tell the Denver Broncos to sign those players, because at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers wants control of personnel decisions. And if he goes to the Tennessee Titans, he's not going to have as much room for those personnel decisions. So I'm sorry, Jared Stillman, I haven't heard of this man in my life. He's not a credible source at all. He is a beat writer for Nashville, and I'm sure he does remarkable work for Tennessee Titans fans. But at the end of the day, none of this makes sense. I give this a less than 5% chance of happening, and I'm sorry to crush the hopes and dreams of Tennessee Titans fans. I'm just here to provide you guys with realistic analysis. Now, could I be wrong? Yeah, I'm just some dude on the internet that talks about football, but I'd like to think that there's some logic and reasoning to this situation. I will tell you one thing, and I do believe this in my heart of hearts, and that's the fact that Aaron Rodgers won't return to the Green Bay Packers. I'm sorry, Packers fans. It just doesn't make sense. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about all this. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike. I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.